Okay, now we're good. Okay, now we're good. Naayos ko na yung mic sa recording natin. I'm gonna continue. Okay, I'm gonna open our Android Studio. And Android Studio. So, wait. Since I am mag-open, dito na lang. To create a new project, which is it's already been discussed. Pero ulitin natin, new. Just hover your mouse on file and then new, and then go to the new project. Just click the new project. Okay, so lipat natin to. And then if you were going to select the empty activity, okay, if you select the empty activity, there will be no options to choose regarding the languages. So when you create this project, it is automatically Kotlin, or it uses the Kotlin programming languages. Okay, so we're going to go back this selection of the activity. Now we're going to choose the empty views activity. Okay, now our empty views activity, we have an option to select whichever language or whichever programming language we want to use. So we have two options, the Java and the Kotlin. So we're going to use the Java, since our topic is creating a mobile application using Java. And then the name, you were going to rename it on your own preference or your preferred name. Let's say ano ba magandang pangalan? One. Yan, one. And then the package name, just leave it be. And then the save location, make sure to remember where you save your file. Okay? Because later on, we're going to use those files na na-create natin using the Android Studio. Okay? Also, if you want to make a copy of your project, dyan mo siya kukunin. Okay? Sa directory na yan. And then, the minimum SDK, just leave it into API 24. And then the build configuration, we have three options, but we're gonna stick with the recommended configuration, which is the Kotlin DSL or the build.gradle.kts. And then just click finish. Yeah. And then, ayan. Nababasa naman ba yung mga codes dito?
Yes po, sir.
Okay, much better. Next is, we're going to wait for the Gradle to be synced. Once na na-sync na siya, we're good to go. Pwede na natin kaligutin or modify the content. Okay, so yan, I think it's finished now. Gradle sync finish in 18 seconds and 516 milliseconds. Then we're going to go here in our .xml. Okay, in our .xml, we're going to design our registration page. So since our topic now is we're going to create a registration page, kaya maglalagay tayo ng text view for our text. Let's say register, or much better, sign up. The all caps. Sign up. Yeah. And then we're going to modify the appearance. So the text size must be, I think, 34 SP is better. And then make it bold. Ayan. Then after that, we're going to drag the plain text for our name. And then after that, the email. And then, where is it? Ayun. Password. And then, the retype password. Okay. So, I think they are not aligned. So, we're going to align them. Yan. Yan. Medyo pantay na. Pwede na yan. Then, we're going to change this value, or we're going to remove the text value, then replace it with a hint. So, we're going to search for hint. And then, under hint, we're going to put username as a hint, or also known as the placeholder. Okay. Then, just type enter. Then, as you can see, meron na siyang text and it is grayed out. Okay. Which means it is a placeholder. So, once na nag-type si user dyan, the username would be replaced automatically. Kahit anong i-type niya doon sa input field. And then, the next one is the email. So, we're going to put an email. Email. For now, I'm not storing them in our strings. Okay. Para hindi muna kayo magulo. Ayan, sa values and string. Kasi, based on our past discussion, I thought you need to store your text here. But, for now, since we are focused on design up, so, dito muna natin sila lalagay. Temporarily. But on your final project, you have to put them on a string. Okay? Kasi i-check ko din yan. If, let's say, I want to change something in the app, like, yung terminologies nung, like, from sign up to register, gusto ko siyang palitan. So, if pinalitan ko siya, dapat across all the activity of your app, okay, mapapalitan dapat lahat sila ng from sign up to register. Okay. Yung terminologies mo sa login, yung terminologies mo sa sign up, yung terminologies mo sa the dashboard na sign up. If gusto ko siyang palitan, minsanan lang. Hindi yung pupunta kang login, pupunta kang register, pupunta kang dashboard. Okay? One by one mo siyang pinapalitan. Gusto ko, pag pinalitan mo siya, isang beses mo lang papalitan. And then, all of them are affected. Okay? So, next one is the retype password. Retype password. Ayan. So, we're now ready with our edit text. Now, we're going to drag the button. Okay. Sa button natin, we're not going to put a hint kasi we have to put a text. So, here, sign up. Okay. So, ayan. O, yan. Diba pareho sila ng terminology? What if gusto ko nang palitan? Okay. Pinapapalit na user, gusto niya palitan yung terminologies. So, kapag in-update mo to, dapat nag-update din to. Nang hindi mo in-edit to. Okay. And then, okay, I think they are all ready. Now, we're going to put ID on them. So, dito is username, refactor, email, refactor, password, and retype password. And then, lastly, our button. You have to put an ID on it. So, sign up, sign up. Ayan. Then, refactor. Now, they are already nakaset na yung mga IDs natin. So, we can proceed with our main activity.java. On our main activity.java, we have to import those widgets. So, ano yung mga import natin na widgets? Okay. Paano kasi natin import yung mga widgets natin? Oh, wala. Wait lang, di
That widget, sir.
Okay. Android dot widgets. Then dot uh, edit text button or text view depende kung ano yung gusto nating i-modify. Okay. And you can also use the all. Okay. But it has some drawbacks. Like yes, on the development side, it would be more efficient for you, for the developer, kasi you don't have to import again and again. Let's say, if you were to import a widgets, Android dot widgets, then the edit text, then uh, you also need a button. So you're going to import it again, button. Yan, di ba? It is repeating, but you can import it all at once. But the drawbacks is since you are importing all the widgets, your application slows down. Okay, uh, which means although kapag maliit pa yung application mo, hindi mo pa siya masyado mararamdaman as a user. Pero kapag medyo malaki na, uh, as much as possible, you want your application to be optimized. Okay, so to optimize that, you only have I mean you only import what you need. Okay, so since we only need the edit text and the button, so yun lang yung mga imports natin. We're going to delete this one, and then we're going to create an object here. So paano kasi mag-create ng object for our widgets? Oh, nakalimutan na, nabakasyon na. To create an object, you have to
Button, sir.
okay, si buttons and also si sino?
Yung ba yung find view by ID po ba, sir?
Yes, yun. Pero ano yung pinakaunang nilalagay natin?
Button po, din yung variable po.
Okay. So the button is the widgets. So first, sa edit text muna tayo. Okay, edit text and then the variable name or the object name. So sa object name natin, we're going to put f name equals to okay, yung sabi nyo kanina, find view by ID. And then ano kasi nasa loob ng parameter niya?
r.id.
Okay, r.id dot yon. Yung mga ID nung nasa XML file natin, which is ito. Ayan o, yung mga pinaglalagay nating ID kanina. Then, go back, r.id dot email. So, all of them, we have to create an object for all of them. So, there are total of 4. So, we need 4. The email, pass, and the password. Ay, password.
Sir, create object po yung ganyan.
Yes.
Okay, thank you po.
So, ang nangyari kasi is we are getting the object of this one, yung find view by ID. Okay? So, pinapasa natin dito. So, but technically, they are parang mga widgets sila. Okay? Kumbaga, naging term lang natin yung objects because we're getting the object of this one or yung object nito. Asan na yun? Ito yung mga to. Yung mga widgets natin. So, we can manipulate them. Now, the f name, email, rename natin sa f name. Ay, ano kasi nilagay natin? Okay, username. So, this must be full or f name. The factor And then we're going to change the hint into full name. Ay, yan, full name. Then we go back here, F name yun na wala ng error. Wait lang, I put an underscore, right? Ay, hindi. Okay, anyways, email, then the password, retype password. Yan. Okay, and then lastly, we're going to create an object for the button. Button sign in. Ay, sign up pala. Is equals to find view by ID or that ID dot ayan, sign up. Okay, after that we're going to listen for the activity of a button. Once it was clicked, there will be or there must be a code that will be executed. Okay, so how to listen to the click activity? Lalagay natin dito. Ang lalagay natin dito to listen to that activity.
Minap, sir, that set on listen.
Ano?
Is set
Set on click listener, sir.
Set on click
sign
listener agad. Okay, sign up muna. Sign up dot set on click listener. And then after that, ano yung lalagay natin sa loob ng parameter niya? Anong
New view
arguments?
on click listener po.
Okay, new view on click listener. Okay, so we use the IntelliSense and then it automatically generates the view that on click listener. Then meron na siyang override function inside it. Okay, so override function, we are overriding an existing function or maybe they are abstract kaya we have to use an override. Next is we're going to toast a message muna to verify if our on-click listener is working. So, on our toast that make text, ano yung nilalagay natin as first argument? Ano yung first parameter niya? Anong argument yung nilalagay natin?
Activity main po ba, sir?
Activity
main
main.
activity, sir. Main activity.
Okay, main activity. And then,
This po.
okay, this. Kasi, we have to put the class name itself. Okay, kung saang class tayo nagto-toast na message. Okay. And then, main activity that is. And then, what is the second argument?
Text.
Okay, the text. Yung lilitaw or magto-toast kay user. Okay, so this is a toast. Then, after that,
Toast length short po.
Okay, toast dot length short. Or long natin siya para makita nyo yung message. And then, lilitaw na ba siya agad? Yan? Or not?
Dot show po.
Okay, we have to use the dot show first. If we didn't use the dot show, hindi siya lilitaw kay user. Okay, so we're going to run this program. Let's see if it works. Hala. Android emulator unexpected success. Wait lang. Ayun. Nag-crash yung ano ko. Emulator. AVD. Let's try it again. Ayun, nagka-crash. I'll try to turn off my camera. Baka Ayun! Ito! Tinurn off ko yung camera ko, gumana siya. Naubos niya yata yung resources ng camera ko because of the special effects ni Google. I mean, ni Gmeet. Okay? Since it works now, so I cannot open my camera right now since nagkakaroon sila ng problem. Okay? Ba't ganito siya?
Constraints po.
Okay, the constraints. Alala pa. So, we have two constraints yung mga widgets natin para hindi sila mapunta sa may upper left corner. So, infer constraints, ayan. Meron na tayong constraints. Now, we're going to run our application. Ang tagal. Launching on device, ayan. Lapit na pala. Okay, so yan. Once we click this button, ayun, this is a toast, which means our listener works. Okay, itong listener natin. Now, we're going to connect it sa Firebase na. Okay, to connect this to our Firebase, we navigate through here sa tools, and then on the lower part, we can see the Firebase. Kita nyo ba? Nababasa nyo ba? Okay, nababasa naman siya. Firebase. And then, as you can see, there are lots of Firebase services. Okay. The cloud messaging. Okay. Start tayo sa taas. Analytics, authentication, real-time database, cloud firestore, cloud storage and Firebase, cloud function Firebase, and many more. Okay, madami yan. But before connecting this, before using this assistance, we have to navigate to our Firebase, which is make sure that you are logged in. Okay. Meron nagsabi sa akin na students, hindi daw nila magamit yung CC email nila as I mean in their Firebase. Okay. Kasi it asks them to ask the administrator to give them access sa Firebase, which is wala which prevents them to use Firebase using their CCA email. So what you're going to do is you have to use your personal email to create or to use the Firebase services. Okay, so since ako meron na ako project. Now, to create a new project, okay, just click the add project. Then sa add project natin, you are going to name your app. It depends on what you want. However you want. So there are some cases na it requires you to have a small project name. Meron kasi ako naging problem before sa project ko. It wants me to have a less than 4 letters. Di ba ang hirap? Ganun yung pangalan ng project mo, less than 4 letters. But that was for the Map API or the Google Map. Pero since we are not using Google Map right now, so we can use any name. Just don't use any other special characters. Okay, so sa akin Okay, win na lang. Or doing. Yeah. At least 4 daw eh. That was the minimum. And kapag nag 5 ka, nagkakaroon siya ng error on some API. Okay, hindi ko pa siya na-try ma-bypass naman. Now, just click continue. And then, if you want to use the Google Analytics for your Firebase, you can enable it. Ayun yung mga features niya. A/B testing, user segmentation, breadcrumbs logs, event-based, cloud functions, free unlimited reporting. Those are for analytics. Pero since we're not going to use the analytics, also you wouldn't be able to discuss the Google Analytics kasi masyadong malaking topic yan and mahabang topic. So, we're going to disable the Google Analytics. But if you want to explore that one, much better. Kasi kapag if sa industry na analytics is analytics plays a crucial role sa mga applications nyo. And then your Firebase project is ready. Now, since we have created a project, then we're going to click this all product. So all product, there are lots of services. The Cloud Firestore, real-time database, authentication, but we're going to discuss the Cloud Firestore. I think we shouldn't be able to cover the authentication due to some constraints like we don't have enough we don't have enough time to cover ito. Kasi kapag discuss ko to, hindi na natin ma-discuss si Firestore. So, paano yung magiging CRUD natin? Yung create, read, update, delete. Okay. Kukulangin tayo sa oras. And then, just click yes tutorial sa top ko.
Sir, pero hindi naman po required dun sa system po na yung authentication.
Hindi naman siya required. You can use the Firestore if you want. Pero kung gusto nyo authentication, you're free to use the authentication.
Okay po. Thank you po.
Actually, madali lang din naman si authentication. But, ayun nga, kukulangin tayo sa oras talaga. Now, click the Firestore. Then, once you click the Firestore, magkakaroon tayo ng shortcuts dito. The Firebase database. The Firestore database. And then, just click the Create database. The Create database, the database ID would be default. Then the location, make sure it is near your location. If you were in the Philippines, okay, of course, you're going to select the Tokyo, Japan, or even the Taiwan. So Asia North is 1, Tokyo. Then just click next. Then you will be redirected, or you will be prompted to select if you want the production mode or the test mode. Production mode, there are magkakaroon tayo ng mahihirapan kayo. Although kapag pinublish nyo na yung application nyo, it should be in the production mode. Okay. Kasi your data is private by default. Client with right access will only be granted as specified by your security rules. So you're going to modify yung mga security rules natin. Okay. Ayun yung sample code natin. Okay. But since we are just developing an local environment, we're just testing, hindi naman natin siya ipapublish sa internet, so we're going to select the start in test mode. Okay. Kasi if you selected the production mode and then try ka ng try, hindi siya gumagana, akala mo hindi mo na alam or mali yung code mo, the only problem pala is you don't have a necessary permission. Okay, sa test mode, allowed lahat. Okay, allowed lahat, it only has 8 time stamps. Okay, na-expired lang siya. For the next 30 days, nag-iiba na naman yung key natin. So, create. Medyo mabagal lang talaga to.
Wala po sir, pag lumabas na yung 30 days, may bayad na po. Okay.
Hindi siya.
Yung key lang po ano. Okay. Thank you po.
Kumbaga, every 30 days, nagre-reset lang yung key. For security purposes din naman.
Okay po.
Okay? Since tapos na siya, you will see the panel view of your Firestore. And you can select the start collection. Then we're gonna name our collection into users, the next. Then the document ID, just make it auto ID. Then sample data lang naman, mga dami data natin. Okay, so, hello there. And then, ayan yung mga types natin. Types na geopoint, references, null, map, boolean, and number. And then, just click the save. Ayan. Ganyan yung tsura ng mga data natin na nakastore dito. Okay? In panel view, ganyan siya. Pero in our query builder, ganito yung tsura niya. Okay? But we'll stick with the panel view kasi mas maganda siyang tingnan compared dun sa query builder. For me, for my preference. Yes, Rafaela.
Sir, yung dun po sa value, kahit ano po bang lalagay ka?
Anong dito sa may collection, dito sa field. Yes, kahit ano naman. Ano lang,
Okay.
dami lang naman to. Okay.
Sige po, sige.
Kumbaga naglagay lang tayo as a template. So, later kasi hindi mo na kailangan maglagay sa code. I-configure mo yan sa code mo. Okay, so dito, since our Firebase Firestore is ready, nakapag-create na tayo ng project. I mean, we have the access sa Firestore na with our project. Then, let's go back to Android Studio and then navigate to Cloud Firestore. Ito, Firestore. And then you will have two options. The first one is the Kotlin. And then the second one is Java. So since we're using Java, we're going to select the get started with Cloud Firestore Java. And then there will be a steps on how to connect your application to your Firebase. Okay. So basically, this is an assistance. So a-assist ka niya on how to configure, how to connect your application. Hindi lang yung kabod na assistance na sasabihin niya ganito ganyan. Siya na rin yung gagawa. Siya na rin yung magko-connect no application nyo sa Firebase. Instead of manually inputting yung mga or manually configuring your Gradle, okay, siya na yung nagko-configure. So connect to Firebase. Once you click the connect to Firebase, since nandito yung project natin, sino kasi siya? Ayan, si Dwin. And meron tayong prompt na ganito, lilitaw. Okay. We just have to wait for it to load. And then, ayan, there will be a button here. Once you click this button, the connect button, you will be redirected sa localhost with a port of 5.15.79, which means that your Android Studio project is connected to your Firebase Android app. Okay, if tingnan natin yung project overview natin, I think here, ay wala pa siya, hindi minsan kasi delay siya eh. Okay, ayun, connected na yung application natin with the app ID. Okay. If kanina kasi I've tried without adding fingerprints, gumana yung application. Let's try it first without the fingerprint. So in the manual, you have to download this Google service and then put that in your application. But since we are using an assistance, it automatically adds that services. Where is it? Ayan, Google Services. Under the project app, and then ito siya. Automatically, it adds the Google Services JSON. Andito lahat ng mga configurations natin sa Firebase. Ayan. The project ID, ayan. Storage bucket, the package name, current key, andyan lahat. Okay, so we're going to close this one. And now, we proceed with the step 2. So step 2, add Cloud Firestore to your app. Okay? So, eto yung sinasabi ko sa inyo. Automatically, the assistance will modify your Gradle. Okay? So, it will add a rules sa class path nyo, which is the com.google.gms Google Services on your project level, Gradle. And this one is the app level Gradle. Okay, mag-add siya ng dalawa. The first one is the plugin and the second one is the library implementation. Okay, so accept changes. Then automatically, your project or your Gradle will be synced. So dito, Gradle. Let's go back sa Android. Gradle scripts. Ito, na-add na siya. Okay. And also sa module level natin, ayan, na-add din siya. And also this one, no. Yeah, the Firebase Firestore. Okay. So once we are ready, once the syncing finish, we proceed with the step 3. Okay, so step 3, initialize Cloud Firestore. So we're going to copy this code, the Firebase, and then go back to your main activity.java, and then we're going to put it here, somewhere here. Yan. Then as you can see, it throws some error. Okay, which means we have to import the class kasi because we haven't imported the class yet. So once you import the class, ayan, import com.google.firebase.firestore.firebase-firestore. Then once we are done with that, and then we have sample code to add data here. Okay, so basically halos nandito na lahat, 'di ba? Hindi na kayo mahirapan. Oh, yan. Now, as you can see, ang daming kulay red. It's because we haven't imported those classes yet. The map class, the hash map, import class. Just hover on it and then may lilitaw na suggestion, import class. On success listener, import class, and then the on failure, yan, import class, then the not null, import class, and then select the Android X dot annotation, and then this one, so we don't need this one kasi natin nakikita ni user. So yan, just copy this one or cut, then paste natin sa success. Then we're going to throw a message or toast a message that says success. Ayun yung shift ko. And then on failure, we have to, if the registration success or was successful, so lahat na nandito sa code block na to would be executed. And if it fails, okay, so anything that is within this code block would be executed. So this is a toast. We're going to rename it into failed. Okay, so reload. Let's see if it works. If it did not work, we're going to debug it. Ay, hindi. Yan. Launching on devices. So, sign up. Success. So, which means it works. So, we're going to check our Firestore database. And then, let's see if na-add niya. Ayun. Born 1815, first Ada, last Lovelace. So, if we check our code, those are the data that is used. Yung mga sample data natin. Okay, so we're going to change those value, key value pair or the map or the hash map into something else like full name, email, and the password. Sa full name natin, we're going to modify it into something else like we need to get the value of the first name. So paano kasi natin kukunin yung value niya? The string value of that edit text. So paano natin kukunin yan? Yes, get text. So at first what we need to put the fname muna. Fname dot get text. Then pwede na ba yan? May kulang pa ba? Okay, that to string. Very good. Kabisado pa. So copy na lang natin to para hindi na ulit-ulit. Yan. And here, the email dot get text. Ayun, email. And lastly, the pass dot, ay, may dot na pala yan. String. Okay. So, next is, we're going to reload it or run our program again. Then, try natin let's say Juriel Sitang ko jsing at gmail.com. Then the password is QWERTY 123. Since hindi pa tayo naglagay ng condition for the real-time password, so I think we're good here. Yan, success. It succeeds. So, ayan, nag-update siya. Meron na naman siya new value. Nasa baba. Okay, so, ayan. Email, jsing, the full name is Juriel Sacangco, the password is QWERTY. Diba? It automatically adds the data or sa field natin. And then the document is parang auto ID din siya. Yes, auto ID nga yung term natin kanina. So, when we created, diba, meron siyang option na auto ID sa gilid and then it generates a alphanumeric value. So, ayan. Now, since it is working na, so we have to add also the retype password. We have to verify if the user inputted the same password, yung sa password and the retype password. If the user submitted a or the password and retype password does not match, so we have to toast a message that the password doesn't match. On click dito na lang. I think it's up until here. Yeah, here. So mamaya na lang pala. If no, kunin muna natin pala yung string value. String password is equals to pass dot get text dot to string. Okay, kunin muna natin string value niya and even si repassword. Yes, Juriel.
Sir, hindi ko napansin kanina yung user muna po kayo ng start collection. Automatic po yan.
Nag-create ako ng collection lang, isang collection lang, and then automatic na yung iba.
Diyan na po dyan.
Ah,
Ngayon po, kung iba naman pong ano siya, kung kumari ibang
ah,
collection po siya.
okay. So, tanggalin muna natin to, no?
Sorry
So,
po.
if gusto niya daw, if ibang
Yung
collection,
nandiyan po, no? DB
ito
collection
yan.
po. So,
Try
kailangan po
natin siya.
i-click po, no?
Try natin siya. Lagyan natin na siya isa pang S if it works para mas
Opo.
ma-visualize din ng iba. So, sample tayong iba. Renel Esteban reste at gmail.com. So, QWERTY 1, 2, 3, then sign up. Success. Okay. Bakit siya nag-success? Reload natin. Kasi, nag-create siya ng another collection. So, you don't have to create a collection here. Okay?
Automatic po siya, sir. Thank you po.
Automatic siya. Kumbaga, sinample ko lang kanina on how to create a collection inside the Firebase itself. But now, you don't have to put or it is not required for you to create a collection para mag-work siya. Now, let's proceed with yung dinelete natin kanina. Ayan, password. And then, retype password, pass. Then, password. May repass na lang. Nagkakaroon sila ng conflict kasi same name sila. Then, since we already get the string value, we can now use the if statement. So, sa if statement natin, password, and then, anong gagamitin natin dito? We are comparing the two strings. A dot equals. Because the double equals doesn't work here. So, if we're comparing the two strings, we have to use the dot equals, not the double equal. Okay. If we only compare numbers like floats, the integer, we can use the double equal. But if you compare the two strings, you have to use the dot equals function. So, first one is yung name or the variable name, and then inside the parameter of the equals is the underscore password. So this statement compares the two value if they have the same value. I mean, they compare it compares the two variable if they have the same value. Okay, so we're going to put a curly braces, then just copy all of this up until here. Yan, kinat ko na lang, then paste. Yan, if the password and retype password match, it means pareho sila, we're going to execute all of this, which these are the codes that inputs a data sa database natin. But if, wait lang, ayan, where's the scope? Here, ayan. Else, we're going to toast a message. Toast message that says the password and retype password doesn't match. Okay, so we're going to try this one. Run natin siya. And it's finished. So, sino pa yung pangalan dito? Adrian Lunag. Eddie Lunag. gmail.com. Then the password is QWERTY123, and then sa retype natin, lagyan natin is QWERTY. Just a QWERTY. Ayaw na mag-type. Naglolo ko yung keyboard ko. Wait lang. I think nagkamali ako dito. Kasi I can input the numbers but not the text. I think yes, nalagay ko yung number. Ayun, naka-numeric siya. So, we have to remove this one. Then, lagay natin is the... Ayun, naka-numeric na yung nalagay natin. Mali. Hint. Let type password. And then, name natin is retype password. Yun ba yung pangalan niya? Refactor. Ayan, retype password ka. Okay, so the constraints natin, release all constraints and then infer constraints. Ayan, infer constraints na siya. Sample natin yung kanina. Adrian Lunag. Eddie Lunag gmail.com QWERTY123, then QWERTY. Wag natin siya lagyan ng 123. Then it shows here, nababasa nyo ba? Yan, click natin ulit. The password and retype password doesn't match, which means our code is working. Okay, yan dito yung it compares the two variables if they have the same value. So if we're going to put 1 2 3 here, sign up, it should be success. So ayan, success, gumagana. Saan na yun? Ayan, nudge siya sa baba. Ayan, asan na siya? Ayun, napunta siya sa taas. Sa pinakataas siya napunta. Okay. Also, I don't know bakit gumagana sa akin to bigla. Kasi in some cases, you might encounter, baka magtaka kayo, bakit hindi gumagana yung code ko? Eh, pareho na kaming ginawa ni sir. Okay. There are some cases kasi na you have to modify your Android manifest. Although I didn't encounter that one. You have to add a user internet permission here. Okay, minsan if you wonder, kinlik mo yung button then wala nagpa-pop up, it's either success or fail lang siya, di ba? Pero sa'yo, sa end mo is walang nagpa-pop up kahit failed or what. Okay, which means it requires a user, internet permission. So to create a permission for our internet, we have to add uses permission. Okay, and then sa Android name natin, we have to put, ayun no, ang dami palang mga permission. Uy, ang dami. So, Android.permission. Ay, ang layo. Sumobra tayo, nasa I lang. Internet. Yun. Internet. O, di ba? Hmm. So, you have to add this line bago siya gumana. Okay? Pero, if it works without this one, I think, kahit hindi mo siya ilagay. Pero, just to be sure, if you want to publish your application, syempre, iba-ibang devices yung gagamit niyan, you have to put this one. Kahit na gumagana siya sa end mo, what if sa other user hindi pala siya? So, I'll add this line. Okay? And if you use another user, permissions, you have to add all of them. Okay? Or yung mga necessary lang, yung mga gagamitin mo lang. Kasi baka in-import mo lahat ng permission, and then once the user open your application, tinatanong niya, this application wants to access your file manager, your camera, your gallery, your TikTok. So akala nila parang pang hack yung application, because you don't need camera access. So why would you ask users to, or why would you access the user's camera, diba? So I think you should be aware of that. And then what else? Then I think that would be all, kasi kakapusin na tayo sa oras. If we're going to create, or we're going to customize the document ID. Okay, ito kasi yung document ID natin. Because we have to specify kung anong magiging document ID niya. Kasi later on, when we are going to retrieve information, dapat alam natin, hindi siya yung labo-labo lang, like random alphanumeric. Okay. So, and also, yung upon registration, we have to verify if the email has already been taken. Kasi, let's say, I click the sign up again. Ayun, nag-add na naman siya ng data that has the same credentials. Yan, di ba? Pareho sila ng credentials. So, we want to prevent that. So, in order to prevent that, we have to learn how to use the read data, which is naka-assistance din naman. Assistant. Yan, add data. Meron pa pala dito. Ayan, read data, secure your data, and some of them. Some of the data manipulations din, andyan. So, ayan, that ends our discussion. Now, for your activity, so for your activity, you were going to create a fully working registration systems. Kahit hindi mo na niya na-filter na yung mga duplicate emails, just make it work. Like when you click sign up, it inserts a data sa Firebase natin based on the user supplied data, hindi yung naka-fix lang sila. Okay, so kailangan kunin natin yung value na nilagay ni user kay full name, email, password, retype password, and once you click sign up, mapapasok lahat ng data na nilagay natin dito. Okay? Is it clear? Is it clear? Yeah.
Yes po, sir.
Yes. Okay. Very good. Do you have any questions? Baka may clarification or naguguluhan kayo?
Sir, what if di po pwede yung Firebase, sir?
What do you mean di siya pwede?
Doon po kasi sa akin, ayaw po niya mag-create project.
If
Bali, ang ay baka gamitin ko, sir, is SQLite, yung ano.
gusto mong share screen para maayos natin.
Di ko dala yung laptop ko ngayon, sir. Nasa coffee shop ako.
Ah, kasi what sa mismong Firebase di ka makapag-create ng project.
Yes po, parang ano po siya, parang need po siyang permission, like, yun po yung lumalabas.
Ano bang ginamit mong email?
Yung ano ko po, sir, yung personal email ko, sir.
Personal
Tsaka
email.
yung CCA email ko.
Sa CC email kasi hindi ka talaga makapag-create. Pero sa personal, I think wala namang problem kasi kaka-create ko lang din na account and wala namang problem. But if you still encounter that problem, then online class ulit tayo, you can share your screen. Or sa face-to-face natin, just ready your account. Try natin ayusin. Okay. Although this activity would be by group naman siya. Yes, Rafaela Mikura.
Sir, kailan po kasama ang activity?
Until Wednesday na lang, sige. Since gabi na rin naman.
Pwedeng Friday, sir.
Wednesday, magme-meet pa tayo ng Wednesday. Another activity na naman yan. Gusto nyo matambakan.
Sige, sir, Wednesday na lang po.
Oh. Para hindi na natatambakan yung ginagawa niya. Juriel, yes.
Sir, yung ginawa po kasi naming system, meron po siyang uploading ng picture. Mahirap po ba yan?
Uploading, actually, sa Firebase hindi siya mahirap. I've tried it, integrate dun sa AI project namin, which is sa Python. Although Python yun, ang dali lang. Kasi
Hindi po
meron na
pwedeng-
siyang hosting dito.
Pwede pong ipakita po kahit pag may time po.
Ito. Ayun o. Store. Ayun o. You can store images and retrieve them.
Yung coding niya po, sir, yung ano po niya. Saan po makikita?
Dun sa assistance. I think nandito din siya. Lang, check
Meron po
natin.
siyang saving tsaka retrieving din po yan.
Ito. Yan. Create reference. Ayun o, upload file meron siya.
Opo.
So, nandyan na yung mga sample code. And also, the retrieving nandito siya. Download e-file. Diba?
Ano po siya magdi-display po siya pag
Oo. Although hindi siya magdi-display, magda-download siya. Gets mo?
Kasi po, yung sa parang ma-display yung
Oh, pwede naman siya. Yung URL, you can store it somewhere else and then retrieve mo, gusto mo lang i-display dun sa
yung
application mo.
opo.
Meron ka namang option to download and parang i-retrieve mo lang siya para pakita sa website mo without downloading. Pero tingnan mo, yung download is 3 lines of code lang siya and also the upload is 4 lines. Di ba? Ang dali lang.
Opo, makukuha na po doon sa download yung application po niya para ma-display po
Oo,
siguro
yes. Ganun siya. Yes, sino yung nag-raise hand? Yes, Dave.
Sir, pwede po ba gamitin yung real-time database sa Firebase po?
Yes, pwede nyo gamitin for your final project. Pero for this activity, you have to use the Firestore.
Okay po, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Yes, Rafaela.
Last na, sir.
Yes,
Pwede po ba
Rafaela.
send ng record?
No record. Once na na-upload ko, sinesend ko naman. Okay.
Okay po, sir. Thank you po.
Okay.